welcome to Tea with Fee, and it's 5 p.m. and it's Friday and it's a week already since the last time. So grab yourself a quick drink of something and a craft possibly, and let's just catch up on what's been happening this week. So the first thing that I need to share with you is progress. So how has progress gone this week? Well, let me tell you. The cross stitch is not finished. I gave myself a stretch target of finishing it by the end of February. But February's a really short month, which I forgot. So, we're not quite there yet. I have almost finished. I finished the lady in blue. I've just got a little bit of detail to do here round the legs and here. And then this little section here. And then I'm on the back stitch. So we are on the home straight. It does feel like we're on the home straight. So that's what's happened with that. Now the other thing I mentioned last week was that I was working on a llama this week. So the llama is not finished. However, it's a bit like the Elves and the Shoemakers. So I've got all my pieces cut out, ready to sew them all together. So that's going to happen over the course of the weekend. And I will put a making video on so that you can just have a look at how that happens. The pattern that I have used for the llama is called Lulu Llama by Ginger Cake. And this is the pattern that I'm actually using to make the llama. And I've made a few of them before and they always come out really cute. So that is on the agenda this weekend. Sewing lessons have gone... Oh, before I go into sewing lessons, I treated myself. At the minute, I'm meant to be not doing any more selfish sewing or crafting until the cross stitch is finished. And I'm finding that really difficult. I don't know how everybody else gets on with just doing one thing till it's finished. But I am struggling a little bit with that. Anyway, so I treated myself to a new pattern. I got a voucher for my Christmas or my birthday for Jones the Wool Shop in Onken. And I thought, what am I going to spend it on? Because I don't know what you're like, but I am an absolute nightmare. If I've got a voucher, I just would like to spend it. So I've ended up buying myself a coat pattern. So I'm quite excited about this. Obviously, I cannot start this until the cross stitch is finished. And realistically, I'm not going to be starting it. Probably not going to be done this year. It's not going to be this year's winter coat, I don't think. Partly because the fabrics that I need and the shops that are available on the island don't have a huge range of these particular fabrics, and I don't want to just settle for there's 3 options and I pick the best out of the 3. I want it to be what I really want, because obviously it's going to be a lot of time and effort for a coat and I want to wear it all the time. So I'm not quite sure when I'm going to get to that, but I'm still super excited at the fact that I now have a coat pattern on my to-do list. Talking about the to-do list seems to be getting longer. What about yours? Anybody else? I just keep adding things to it. I had a really good sort out today. So it's Lent, and sometimes I give things up for Lent. However, what I've decided to do this year is I'm going to do a declutter challenge. So what I did was, there's 40 days in Lent because you don't do Sundays. So I have numbered 1 to 40 on bits of paper, put them in a box, and I'm pulling one out a day. Whatever the number is on the bit of paper is how many items I need to declutter. So yesterday I had 22, which I found round the house, and they were things to go in the bin, stuff to go to the charity shop, that kind of thing. So the downside of this is I obviously can't go to the charity shop every day for the next 40 days because that's just doesn't make sense. So I'm going to have to create some sort of holding place for the items. But anyway, the point is I'm trying to get rid of some stuff, and it makes you feel so much better when you've got less stuff, and we all seem to accumulate stuff. So I went through some of the Make It So HQ decluttering today, and I was going through a box of fabric that I had, not for sale fabric, for stuff that I'd bought for myself, and there was like the stupidest little wee bits of fabric that whether I had just scooped them up and put them in there to get them out of the way, I don't know. But I managed to get rid of like 21 things just in little random bits of fabric, and that wasn't even trying that hard. So I have now had a good sort out, and I'm feeling quite like light. I've got a box of fabrics that I don't want that I am going to sell. So if you go to Crafty Tea, I might bring them down there at some point in the next week or two, and see if anybody wants any of the fabric that I've got. So I'm quite good that I've made that decision. I'm pleased that I've made that decision, and I've also put it all together. So even if I don't get the stuff out of Make It So in the next week or two, it's all in one box together, so I don't need to waste any mental energy on what's in that box, or is there stuff in another box that I might want to keep or I don't want to keep. And do you know, it's just like it's all mental energy that you don't need to be spending your time on. You want to be thinking about important things or making important decisions, not like, should I bin this or should I not bin this? So that's why I'm doing this 40-day declutter challenge. So far so good. But anyway, so what I thought we could do today is I've got a pair of jeans to take up, which are at order. So I thought I would just do that as part of Make It So today. So that is the plan. So these are the jeans, and this is how much I need to take off them. And the plan is that I am going to stitch them so that the original denim hem stays on them. So I just thought we would do that together. So I hope that's okay with you. And I'm going to get my machine and everything set up, and we're going to just stitch these together and continue having a little chat. So the pair of jeans need to be taken up by 2 inches, but I want to leave this as my finished edge. So really what I need to do is I need to remeasure up, further up the leg. So you can't just line it up with the crease where the 2 inches mark is, because they'll be the wrong length. So really you need to measure 2 inches up from the original stitch line, which is here. Okay, so that's the original, that's 2 inches from the original stitch line to here. So what we need to do is we need to fold the stitch line in line with these 2 pins, and then that's where you're going to sew. So you're going to turn this round, and the original stitch line will get lined up with the pins. Now that's not particularly easy to do. So the stitch line width is another 1/2 inch. So we're going to go 1/2 inch up from the pins. So I'm just using the board. That's a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to move my pin up 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to move this pin up 1/2 inch. And then what that means now is the bottom edge of the fabric just goes against the pins, and then if I stitch it along the sole, the original sew line, it'll be the right length. So I'm going to go and do that now. Okay, so one of the legs has been pinned, and we're going to sew the one leg, and then I can show you against the unpinned one to prove that it's the right length. Okay, but the first thing I need to do is I need to wind my bobbin. So I'm going to do that now. And I've got a loan machine, which did I mention that last week? I can't remember. However, I don't know how to wind a bobbin yet, and I thought it's going to take me forever to figure that out. So I'm just using my own machine because I know what I'm doing with that. And I'm just going to wind the bobbin on this, and then we're going to get going, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to take up a pair of jeans and leave the original stitching at the bottom, which makes it look, still make it look professional. So bobbin is being wound. What I would say though is, if you are doing this with jeans, it works better with straight leg, bootleg, but not like a kind of flared, probably not bootleg. Depends how big the gradient is. I'm not sure if that's the right word, but it depends how big the what's the word I'm looking for? Depends how much the I give up. Don't know. Anyway, it won't work with all jeans. Some jeans it will work better with than others. So I'm just going to put the bobbin in, thread it. Wider, that's the word. Depends how much the wider they are at the bottom than the length that you're shortening them to. Because if it's too big a difference, it won't work easily. That's the word. Why could I not figure that out? Okay, so machine is threaded. Okay, so my first thing that I'm going to say to you is, most machines have got a table so that you can use this surface. You've got like a wider surface for putting your fabric on. But if you take that bit off, you've then got like a free arm, it's called, which means you can then slide the trouser leg over the free arm, so it can then smoothly just get turned round, and you're not then worrying about the other bit of the leg getting in the way. So what we're going to do is we're just literally going to sew round, following the original line of stitching, where the hem meets the fabric. That's the line, the ditch, if you like, that we're going to use to follow. So I'm doing this at a bit of an angle so you can see, but I'm not quite sure that it's the best sewing position. So we will see how we get on. And I've not got the foot in, so right, we'll worry about the foot after. So just need to make sure that the needle's going down in the right place. Don't want it too fast. Make sure that your pins aren't in the way. And it will be a bit trickier when you get to the side seam, because you've got the thick fabric where the side seam is. So you just need to take it slow as you go over there. And you can get things, there's a technical name for it and I can't think what it is at the minute. It's like a jump that you can put in so that the foot stays up, and some feet have got like a button at the side here which keeps them straight, which is good for when you're going over an uneven bit. So I'm literally just going all the way around till I'm back at the beginning again, watching for pins. Right, so I'm almost back at the beginning. And now I'm just going to reverse. And that is literally one trouser leg done. Then we take that out from under the machine. Trim the threads. And then all you do is you just fold that inside the trouser leg and press it. Another way that you can do it, it's the same principle, but you overlock it. So you'd fold it like this, and then you'd overlock it here, and then this bit here, which is the excess, would be the overlocked edge. And then you wouldn't have the same amount of material inside your jeans. It just depends how much you're taking off. So once that's pressed, you won't even notice where it doesn't look like it's folded. It just looks like the line of stitches. So I'll press it later. But the most important thing really is to make sure that they're the right length from the original folded position. So that's them together, and as you can see, they are the same length as the original fold. So I just thought I would share that with you today. So I'm not going to do the other leg because you've seen me do one leg. You don't need to see me doing the other leg. So, but I just thought that that was quite a useful thing for you to show you what to do. And I was doing it anyway, so why not do it like this? So that's it. That's it with the trousers. Hope you have a lovely weekend. And I am going to continue with my trousers and work on the llama this weekend. So hopefully I will have progress pictures of the llama for next week, and might have finished the cross stitch by then as well. So all going well, that's the plan. Hopefully you all have got lots of sewing or crafting of some sort on the agenda this weekend. Whatever you do, I hope you have a fabulous time, and I will speak to you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.